What's up, everybody? My name is Master Miller here today with Sound Society, and today we are going to be talking about one of the most crucial components to your home recording studio setup, the audio interface. So whether you're a college student attending an audio program or an aspiring recording artist who likes the idea of being able to record yourself or anywhere in between, this episode is specifically designed for you. You got a sick fetish for audio, you're creative as hell, and you've reached that point in your life where you're ready to start putting money down behind your creative genius. That's where we come in. Now, with all the audio interfaces out there on the market, we've narrowed it down to just 3. We've done the legwork for you so you can skip the countless hours of research, confidently make your purchase, and be one step closer to creating your own recordings. So let's get this music going. I'm ready to vibe with y'all. Sound Society's best budget audio interface. Let's go. So, over the years of my audio travels, I would have to say that Focusrite Scarlett interfaces are probably one of the most commonly purchased interfaces that I've heard of amongst people just getting started off in their audio journey. So I began thinking, wait, this wasn't just coincidence. So I looked into it a little bit. So before I invest in gear, I personally want to know about the brand and its history that I'm buying into. Well, Focusrite came about in the mid-80s, where the company got to start developing a microphone preamplifier. And this particular microphone preamplifier was developed by none other than the audio legend himself, Rupert Neve. Rupert Neve? You know, the guy who has designed and engineered some of the finest audio equipment in audio recording history. Yeah, well, that guy, he founded this company Focusrite in 1985. And it started off with developing a particular module, the Focusrite ISA 110, that just shortly after became known worldwide. No big deal, go figure, right? Now, make note of that, we'll come back to that. I promise you I'm gonna bring this around full circle. Now, moving on to the actual interface. 3rd generation technology. Well, first, it's important to note this is a 3rd generation Scarlett. So we're talking about lower latency and overall improved sonics, making this unit sonically superior to its Gen 1 and Gen 2 predecessors. Also, another cool feature I came across was in Focusrite's attempt to optimize this unit, they have said to deliver wired analog protection circuitry across the inputs and outputs that safeguards the unit from potential damaging power surges. Now that's kind of cool. Next feature. Real-time plugin monitoring. The 8i6 also allows you to track vocals with their native plugins like reverb and delay in real time as you record to help enhance your performance and your recording experience altogether. I also think that's cool. Definitely noteworthy. On to more perks. What else we got? Software bundle included and MIDI I/O, or MIDI in and out. Now, Focusrite seems to have teamed up with Pro Tools and Ableton on this one, and has included a free software bundle to help contribute to amplifying your production experience. Man, how thoughtful. But it seems like they're wanting you to go with the Pro Tools or Ableton route on this one. So if you happen to be working out of one of those DAWs already, this might be somewhat of a selling point for you. And then they're giving you a MIDI in and out that allows you to create a MIDI loop that serves as a send and return that allows your MIDI keyboard or whatever MIDI device you have to communicate with software VSTs inside your DAW. But nonetheless, if you have any producer chops, any extra software you can get for free is always a plus. And then of course, we save the best for last, my favorite part, the preamp section. Of course, this unit provides 2 studio-grade preamps, just as the rest of the competition does at this price point. But more specifically, the intrigue for me is this air mode function they have built into this unit, which is switchable, of course. But now, to bring it back all around full circle, with these preamps, when the air mode is engaged, the sonic contribution it lends to the preamp section in this unit is said to be reminiscent of the very same early ISA model preamps that, yes, Rupert Neve himself designed back in the 80s. I don't know about y'all, but that little sonic history that ties up with this air mode function in this preamp section of this unit, it's the biggest draw for me. Time for the next unit. Where do I start? How about SSL having more hits recorded and mixed through their console than any other console in recording history? I said the most hits, as in of all time, recorded and mixed through SSL consoles. No big deal, right? Right. Well, it's safe to say SSL is a big deal. I mean, SSL is like the Mercedes-Benz of audio. It is what it is. Prestige, a rich history, backed by an endless list of platinum records created through their products. I mean, really, when you think about it, that one angle alone almost has me sold on this unit. But let's continue. the preamp section. As we just finished stating, SSL is definitely upper echelon within the audio community. So go figure, they're gonna be delivering class-leading preamps in this unit. But more enticing than that is this little 4K button, which is undeniably gonna be the sonic highlight of this whole device. However, when tracking through this unit with the 4K button engaged, in flows the sound of the legendary SSL 4000 series console, which we've already mentioned holds an undisputable track record. I could go into more detail, but do we really need to say more? Next. The also thoughtful software bundle. So SSL has decided to include native and third-party plugins with your purchase, which I can assure you will definitely come in handy if you're just getting started and trying to build your setup. Let's keep things moving. Monitor mix feature. Now this is pretty cool. So if you have any recording experience, you know you have your vocal you can hear in your headphones, and then you have the track you're recording to playing around it. So if you have the gain on your vocal input set just right, you don't want to touch that. But if you want to hear your vocal louder like you often hear people say, hey, turn me up on my headphones. If you increase the level with the headphone knob, it's gonna raise the volume of your voice and the track you're recording to. That doesn't help. I'm not trying to go deaf. Fighting the track versus the vocal, you need control of the headphone mix. And so this is where the mix monitor feature comes in handy. So with the SSL2, if you want to hear more of your vocal in the headphones, don't go cranking on the headphone knob. The monitor mix feature allows you to blend the level of the track in your DAW with the incoming signal, which in this case is your vocal. And that, my friends, is extremely useful. So this was good stuff, but we have one more unit to check out. So let's get into it. So once again, the brand itself. Universal Audio, I'm saying professional products. Even with their prosumer line of audio interfaces, they are still said to be able to deliver professional sounding recordings. And I am here to second that notion. As a longtime UA user myself, I just believe in the products. Next. Okay, so I know you're seeing a pattern here. With this preamp section here, once again, they give you the option of two different flavors of preamps, clean and vintage. I like that. I'm not a fan of clean, but it definitely has its place. And in some cases, clean is exactly what the record will call for. But I like vibe. I personally like some color. I like to create recordings that carry some sonic personality. And I feel like that's exactly what this vintage button is gonna attempt to lend. So here's a good little tidbit to know along the way in your audio journey. Here's some language, if you will, you're gonna wanna take note of. In light of this unit having a clean versus vintage option. Nah, but for real, take notes on this. Vintage, color. Modern, clean. Vintage, character and vibe. Modern, transparent. Come on, man, trying to give you the game. Hope you got that noted. You got it? Okay, dope. So I'm saying 7 out of 10 times for my own personal recordings, I'm gonna wanna record with the vintage button engaged. But nonetheless, given an option at the click of a button, I'm all for that. And then, so check it out, they're also giving you a built-in compressor with this design, which is based off their iconic hardware compressor unit that everyone knows as the 1176, which also has a rich history in itself. I happen to own the actual hardware unit myself, and I must say I use it very often when I'm recording, to some capacity. I don't like everything. I like 75% of the time, even if I'm just running signal through it. And I say that to say, I'm sure you're gonna enjoy the compressor feature on this unit. Next feature. And if that wasn't enough, they even included 3 built-in presets for this compressor component, which are gonna have fixed attack and release times, so you don't have to spend the extra time trying to get them dialed in. You just have to decide what you're trying to compress and select one of the presets accordingly. So let's touch on each preset real quick and provide some applications. From the left, first you have a preset that reads VOC. And this is obviously designed for vocals and has a fast attack and slow release for classic smooth vocal compression. The next preset to the right reads GTR, which is designed for guitars. This preset will provide a slow attack with a relatively quick release, which allows more of the guitar and bass transients to still pass through the compressor. Then you have the last preset that reads fast, which delivers a fast attack and medium release for aggressive compression, which could be useful for, say, a kick or a snare, or even your bass if you're needing more consistent dynamics. Nonetheless, an extremely valuable feature with UA deciding to include this compressor component. I can definitely see all the other companies following suit in the years to come. Moving on. So the last thing I'm gonna mention here on this unit, as featured in the other 2 units, UA is also throwing in, yes, you guessed it, the software bundle. You can tell I'm excited about the software, right? Software, software, software. You get software, you get software, you get software. Everybody gets a software, software. Yet, with good intentions to help jumpstart yet another aspect of you producing your own records. And although this unit is equipped with a MIDI I/O, a lot of MIDI keyboards, as the one I personally own, have USB connections. And if we're being completely honest, I can't even remember when the last time I used a MIDI cable. Maybe like 10 years ago, 2011, 12, 13 as the most recent. But hey, if you're a producer with a nostalgic type vibe and you're still rocking MIDI cables, this unit definitely has you covered. And I'm gonna stop there, cause I've definitely said enough. Yet, I am genuinely fascinated with this unit. So before we get to this verdict of which interface wins the Sound Society Recommendation Award for Best Budget Audio Interface, under $500. Even if you already have your desired interface, you can still join the interface games too. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to leave a comment in the comment section as to which interface you would go with from what you know about them up until this point. Just make sure you hashtag #MyTopPick somewhere in your comment. Now it's time for the verdict. So I have to say, I had a great time today being your tour guide, taking you through the audio space over here at Sound Society. Now, we did the legwork for you, who may be feeling a little overwhelmed in making the right decision. And what I am telling you is one of the most important pieces of gear in your home studio setup. You know, it's a shame the audio interfaces so often get overlooked. But now it's time, the moment we've all been waiting for, as I can hear y'all from wherever y'all are tuning in from. But Master Miller, okay, so you narrowed it down to 3 units. Which one do I choose? Envelope, please. And the Sound Society Recommendation Award for Best Budget Audio Interface goes to Universal Audio's 276! Woo! Whoa! Whoa! Yes! 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 Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Yes! Universal Audio 276. It was definitely a tough run in this video. 3 very sound units. You had the reminiscent Rupert Neve 80s preamp vibe in the air mode on the Focusrite. Then you had the undisputable track record of SSL's console sound in the 4K button on the SSL2. But we still decided to go with Universal Audio's Volt 276, which has this vintage mode that delivers a classic analog vibe of UA's 610 console preamp. And then they included a compressor component, which has 3 presets, and that just took it over the top for me. But check it out. I'm here to tell you, even if you were drawn to one of the other units, you will not be taking any loss with your selection, as all 3 of these units come in right around $300. Like I've stated throughout the video, any of these 3 units will be helping you get that much closer to creating professional quality productions. Just make sure, whichever one you decide to go with, you make your way back to this video and leave a comment to share with the society how you're feeling about the interface of your choice. Well guys, it's been real. I hope y'all learned some things today. Make sure to share this video with your producer artist network. Oh, and if you're an artist and you have an engineer, go ahead and make sure to share it with them too. Maybe you don't have the funds as we speak, as a lot of people right now are going through some tough times. That's understandable. But then maybe one of your people are down to go half on it with you, because you know what they say, teamwork makes the dream work. Once again, Master Miller here with Sound Society. Peace, love, creativity. Until the next video.